This is the Supernote Nomad, the journal that has replaced all of my other journals. It is e-ink, so it's kind of like a Kindle, but for writing, and I use this sucker every single day, whether it's to journal, to take notes, or to plan my content. Sometimes social media and content creation feels really cold and digital to me, and it's hard to really have creative ideas. So sometimes physically writing can be a nice way to get my creativity flowing. Enter the Supernote. Personally, I'm the type of person who loves to physically write and draw things to really get ideas out of myself. I feel like typing or digitally drawing stuff with a mouse or a trackpad just isn't the same, and physically writing allows my brain to just dump stuff unfiltered. And that's one of the reasons why this device is appealing, because I get a digital perk of organization while still getting the physical aspect of writing and being able to just let my mind flow. And I love it. I honestly really freaking love it. By the way, this video is not sponsored whatsoever by Rata or Supernote or anyone. I am making this video on my own accord, and I bought the Supernote Nomad with my own money, and I got it a couple months ago and just genuinely love it so much that I wanted to share it with you. However, there is an affiliate link in the description down below. I figured, hey, if I'm making them some free content, might as well apply for an affiliate link. So if this video convinces you to get a Supernote, I'd appreciate if you use the link, because, you know, girls gotta eat. I have way too many journals, and this little guy allows me to have all those journals on one device that I can take anywhere. And that is the beauty of it. This is my Supernote Nomad. And before I jump into content planning, I want to go over a few features with you. Firstly, I drew this screensaver because there is a drawing app. How cool is that? Secondly, it's also a password protected device, which I appreciate. And thirdly is that your Supernote will have folders, and within each folder you will have other folders and notes. And this pretty much gives you endless possibilities when it comes to organizing. I like to see every note as a journal and every folder as a way to organize my journals. Getting into notes, one feature that is very relevant to this video are templates. Supernote has a pretty good selection of built-in templates, but personally, I use InDesign, so I've gone crazy with making my own custom templates, and I have made several templates specifically for content planning. I truly feel like this device is my two worlds colliding, because I've always had experience in InDesign and I've made planners in InDesign. Now suddenly I'm able to use that skill in a journal. So it's pretty amazing. By the way, all the templates in this video are linked down below. Aside from templates, you should also be aware of headings, which essentially allow you to create a table of contents within notes, and keywords, which allow you to create searchable terms within your notes. There's also links, which allow you to link to other pages within the same note or to other notes entirely. And there are stickers, which you can customize. There are built-in ones, but personally, I love customizing stuff, and I've made several social media content planning stickers as well. All right, so now let's get into content planning. What I've been doing each month is I will prepare the following month's content. So in June, I prepared July's, and in July, I prepared August. And what I have here in my monthly plan folder is a note that I duplicate each month. To start off, this note has a blank cover page that I put the month and year in. Then the first actual page is using my monthly theme template. In the background, I have been giving myself a monthly theme to abide to when it comes to creating content ideas. I don't tell anyone what the monthly theme is, it's just for me to know, so that way when I'm trying to come up with ideas, I kind of narrow my focus, and I find when I do that, I can come up with more. After I have decided on a theme, I also like to ask myself, who will this month's content help? It forces me to look at things from the perspective of the viewer rather than the creator. Then I list out any video ideas or podcast ideas that I have. Then I have a section for any Instagram posts that I would be making that aren't pulled from long form content, and any affiliate links or products that I could talk about this month. Next up, I have a blank page that I use as a brain dump. Then I have the month's content at a glance. This has to be my favorite template that I've made, and this is what it looks like when it is completely filled out and used. By the way, Supernote lets you export pages. How cool is that? So after I've come up with ideas for videos and podcasts and whatever other content I'll be posting, I write down everything on this month at a glance, and it gives me an idea visually what I need to do. And you'll notice this is when the stickers come into play. Every piece of content is labeled accordingly, whether it is YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or podcasts. And I just love this because I can see what progress I'm making when it comes to creating and scheduling. Next, I have all my content organized by type, starting with podcasts. You'll notice that the text there has a black block around it. That means that I made it into a headline, so this is part of a table of contents. Here I will list the podcast episodes and link them to whatever page their outline is on. Right now, for my podcast outlines, I just use a simple lined template that may change in the future though. Next up are YouTube outlines. Same as with podcasts, I list all the videos and link them to whatever outline page they have. But for my YouTube outlines, I have this cool little template where I think of a concept title, figure out what the value of the video is, and key points for the script, and also write out thumbnail ideas. I also have a little timeline on the bottom that I fill out to kind of give myself deadlines for each milestone in the creating process. This page just acts as an overview because I usually make a note for each individual YouTube video. Next up, we have carousels and portraits. So these are anything that has to do with photos. So again, I'll list out the carousels and link them to the pages that they align with. I have this template for carousel stories. I also have a template for a self-portrait mockup with a little space to have an explanation. Next up is short form. So again, I'll list all the content that is going to be short form videos here and link them to their pages. And I use this template, which is a storyboard with 9x16 rectangles and an area for a script. The next section is native posts. So this will actually be something that I fill out throughout the actual month, because once a week I will make a post that is native to the platform. So I will make it physically in Instagram or TikTok. And I just left this space as an area that I can kind of plan those kind of posts out if needed. Lastly, I have an area that I keep as an archive. So for this space, if I have, let's say, a TikTok or reel that I storyboarded but didn't use, I will then move that page to the archive. And this way, as months go on, if I find myself thinking of ideas and I want to see what ideas I already planned out but didn't execute, I can easily just go in and look at the archive. So that is the baseline. Each month I may add pages or I may remove pages. That is the beauty of an e-ink journal. After I have all the content planned and I start creating it, I also use some stickers to visually indicate what is ready to edit and what is completed. I am a very visual person and I enjoy analog and physically writing. So this Supernote has honestly been a game changer when it comes to content planning. So you might be watching this and be thinking, wow, this thing is friggin' awesome. How much does it cost? And to be honest, it's a little bit pricey. It's about $329 for just the device. The pen costs about 60 to 100 depending on what kind of pen you get, and the folio costs about 54 to 80 depending on what kind of folio you get. So that adds up kind of quick, but they do have a discounted option, which is what I did. Essentially, they have an open box option. So my Nomad was previously owned by someone, but they returned it within their 30-day window. And then I swooped in on it and bought it for $239. And I also bought the folio used, and I bought a used pen originally, but ended up getting a new pen because of some shipping issues, which I will jump into in a little bit. But the point is, the device is a little bit pricey, but there is that discount option where you can knock off $90 off the device itself, and also potentially some money off the folio and the pen. So, shipping. I had a unique experience with shipping when it came to getting my Supernote, and honestly, in the moment, I was kind of pissed off about it. I purchased a folio device and a pen, and then about 2 weeks go by, still haven't gotten any kind of shipping notification. So I reached out to them and found out that the pen that I wanted wasn't in stock. And I was kind of annoyed because I had to reach out to them to find out that was the delay. And I just told them, cancel the pen, send me the device and the folio, I'll buy a different pen. Case closed, whatever. Ultimately, it took nearly 4 weeks from the moment I purchased the Nomad to the moment that it was in my hands. And at about week 3, I was like, what the hell is going on? I was kind of angry, didn't lash out or anything to their customer service. They're just doing their job, and they helped me as much as they could. They were communicative once I reached out and tried to figure out the problem. But honestly, once I got the device, dude, all that anger just disappeared because it's so freaking awesome. And I wish that the shipping was different for my situation, but in the big scheme of things, I got this really cool device that I use every single day, and I rarely think about the shipping now. So it is what it is. Everyone has their little mishaps every once in a while, and not everyone can have a perfectly running business at all times. And I think for the most part, Rada really handled it well, and they were communicative to me once I reached out to figure out the issue. And yeah, so final thoughts. I love this thing, well worth the price. And if you can get a trial open box one, go for it. Mine came looking pretty much brand new, but if you are impatient and you don't want to wait for one to be available as an open box device, then honestly, it's worth it. But yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you decide to buy a Nomad based on this video, don't forget I have an affiliate link down there. Really appreciate it. And until next time, bye.